What's up, interweb? Raikkonen here, and welcome to my team analysis video for Week 8, Season 2, Division 1 of the Pokemon Premier League. Now, today I have no face cam because I am incredibly tired, look like death, and I am not at a place where I really want to be recording. I'm currently kind of like lying on my floor. Don't really want a face cam on for that, because nah. So we're just going to have the capture card screen today for the team analysis, but let's get into this. This is Week 8. We are facing RTK and the Portland Timburrs. Now, last season in Season 1, when we faced RTK, it was probably the match of the season against him. It was kind of ridiculous how close it was. A fantastic match against him, and I know how good of a battler he is. And that last season was with a team he wasn't familiar with. He inherited that team, and basically pushed me to my limits. And this season, he has a team he is familiar with, and it's incredibly scary. So this is not going to be good. I have if I say so myself, a terrible matchup against him this week. But we're going to try our best. This is not going to be easy. He's a very good battler with a very, very good team, especially against mine. So we're going to have to see how this goes. But let's take a look at my team first. For those of you that don't know, NPR Nidoqueens Park Rangers is Hydreigon, Mandibuzz, Mamoswine, Whimsicott, Tentacruel, Infinite, Rotomo, Azelf, and Steelix. The Portland Timburrs, the potential ones that RTK can be bringing against me, is Sylveon, Latios, Milotic, Hitmontop, Scrafty, Rotom-Heat, Goodra, and Excadrill. So initially, you think, oh, he's got 8 Mons. That's a lot easier to prepare for. And you'd be right, it is a bit easier to prepare for. The annoying thing about his team is, though, they synergize really, really well. He has bulky options, he has really good offensive options. And he just has a very, very well-rounded team that can punch holes in a lot of things. So, the first thing I noticed when looking at the team matchup, oh god, I have no switch-ins to a Spec Sylveon. The only Mon that does not get OHKO'd or 2-hit KO'd by a Specs Hyper Voice is Steelix, which gets 2-hit KO'd by a Specs HP Fire. So, you know, I don't have a switch into a Spec Sylveon, which I'm fully expecting. I have some checks to it. I do not have a safe switch in, but, you know, whatever. We'll deal with it. Latios can run riot on my team, as can Excadrill. Excadrill, because it has Mold Breaker, can do a number on my team. Because I don't have that bad of a ground weakness normally, because I have Hydreigon and Mandibuzz and Rotomo and Azelf that are all levitators, or, you know, Mandibuzz is a flying type. So normally, I don't have that bad of a ground weakness, but because Excadrill has Mold Breaker, he can be hitting Rotomo, Hydreigon, Azelf, all for neutral damage with Earthquake, plus he can be hitting Infinite, Tentacruel, and Steelix for super effective damage. He can be hitting Whimsicott for resisted, but Whimsicott is not the bulkiest one around, plus it's weak to Iron Head, and Mamoswine takes neutral from Earthquake, and takes super effective damage from Iron Head, and Mandibuzz takes super effective damage from Rock Slide. So, Excadrill runs through me at the same time as well. So, Sylveon and Excadrill I've kind of singled out as the two biggest threats to my team. Those are the things that can absolutely run through me. The offensive ones, at least, that can run through me. Not to mention he has bulk in the forms of like Goodra and Milotic, which is kind of ridiculous. Hitmontop with the Intimidate is very bulky. Not to mention Scrafty can be bulky at times as well. Rotom-Heat, of course, can be bulky if he builds it that way, so I was not looking good with my matchup in this one. It's very hard for my team in particular to try and combat his in terms of the coverage it gets, because I can run like a coverage move and it will hit one specific Mon. He doesn't have many common weaknesses on his team, which means that it's hard for me to pack like a coverage move to try and hit like multiple Mons, because it will hit one and not another, so I just have to try and tailor it to that. It was very difficult for me to try and build this team this week, but I've done my best. So let's take a look at the team I'm bringing against RTK and the Portland Timbers. So like I said, I feel like he's probably going to be bringing a Scarfed Excadrill. I feel like that would be a very sensible Scarf choice of his. Another thing about RTK's team, he has a load of Scarfed options, like Scarfed Sylveon could even be a thing against me today. Scarfed Latios, of course. Scarfed Rotom, Scarfed Goodra even, Scarfed Excadrill. There can be some surprise Scarfers in there, and I'm going to have to try and figure out what's what. Which is going to be difficult, but in my opinion, I think he's going to bring a Scarfed Excadrill and maybe one other Scarfer. I wouldn't put it past him. He's done dual Scarfers before. He could very well do it again. And I think this would be the week to potentially bring another dual Scarf combo, I guess. So I was very worried of Scarfed Excadrill. To answer for Scarfed Excadrill, what I've got here is Lightyear the Mandibuzz. And this Mandibuzz has, if I can find the investment, has 240 in HP, 252 in defense, 4 in special attack, and 12 in speed, holding the leftovers with Overcoat, Bold Nature with Foul Play, Air Slash, Roost, and U-Turn. So this Mandibuzz is physically defensive. I can take a Rock Slide from a Scarfed Excadrill, no problem. And of course I can Roost off the damage. He'll be outspeeding, so it's like I won't be able to nullify the flying weakness with Roost, but hey ho, I'll still be able to get HP back, which is fine. I can hit that up with a Foul Play, which does a really nice amount of damage to an Excadrill. I have the Air Slash to deal with the likes of Hitmontop and Scrafty. Hits those guys super effectively, which is nice. And also Foul Play on Latios would be kind of nice too. Even if he's, you know, 0 IVs in attack and all that stuff for Latios, it's still going to do a nice amount of damage to it. And the reason I have a Bold Nature is Foul Play isn't affected by Mandibuzz's attack stat. It only takes into account the opponent's attack stat, so I can run a Bold Nature, have a negative attack nature, and Foul Play is still going to be doing a nice amount of damage, which is why I have Air Slash as well. I didn't really want to be running Aerial Ace on this guy, because he does have the intimidating Hitmontop, so I felt like it would be better in my benefit to run Air Slash over Aerial Ace. Then I've Roost to get HP back. And U-Turn for the initiative. I have 4 U-Turn users on this team this week, because I want the initiative so badly this week, it's not even funny. Because like I said, he has quite a lot of offensive options, so I'm going to need to out-offense his offense, basically. I've got Mandibuzz, I have 1 other Pokemon, and 4 other Mons are just straight out offense. No holding back on that one. So, it's going to be, I'm just going to have to try and out-offense his offense, try and get the initiative, try and get the chip damage, and just punch holes where I can, basically. Try and get in favorable matchups and just punch holes. That's what I'm going to have to try and do here. But, I'm going to have to get my predictions on point as well. I have to see how that goes, but that is Lightyear the Mandibuzz, mainly there for Scarfed Excadrill. Of course, I can take physical hits from other things too, like Hitmontop. And what's, I guess, one nice thing is that a high jump kick from Scrafty is only a chance to 2-hit KO, but the problem with that is I can't Roost on it, because then it would be a super effective high jump kick, and that just kind of destroys me. I have the 12 in speed, just in case he wants to speed creep me, or I speed creep and uninvested Milotic as well. He may try and speed creep me with Goodra, because we have the same base speed, both base 80, so he may try and speed creep with Goodra. I'll outspeed that, which is nice. I'll also speed creep and uninvested Milotic as well, so just in case for that one. If I can get a Roost off before he attacks me with an Ice Beam on Milotic, for example, that'd be nice. Same with Goodra. But I don't know if he's going to do that. It might run a bit more speed investment. Who knows? But anyway, that's Lightyear the Mandibuzz, physically defensive, to try and mainly deal with the Excadrill plus any other physical threats on RTK's side. Now the next Mon is one that I definitely wanted to bring. I wasn't sure in what kind of aspect I wanted to bring it. Because I felt like there were a load of different roles it could fill in this one, so it took me a long time to try and figure out what kind of set I wanted to run on it. But the next Mon on this team is Fire Monkey the Infernape Adamant. This guy's bringing all the power. Adamant. Choice Banded. with Iron Fist, 44 in HP, max attack, 212 in speed. I'm just going to emphasize one more time. Adamant, Choice, Banded. With U-Turn, Gunk Shot, Mach Punch, and Stone Edge. Awesome, right? Adamant, Choice, Banded, Infinite. It OHKOs an Excadrill with Mach Punch, which is nice. It does a huge amount of damage to Rotom Heat with a Stone Edge. It OHKOs a Sylveon with Gunk Shot. And I can get some really nice damage with U-Turn for that initiative. That is pretty much what this entire set is for. Like I said, I can't really run coverage moves to hit a load of mons. I have to just hone in on a few of the ones I want to hit. U-Turn for initiative, Gunk Shot for Sylveon, Mach Punch for Excadrill, and I guess Scrafty as well. And Stone Edge for Rotom Heat. That's pretty much it. Any other coverage move that I'd run on Infinite to try and hit multiple mons, they wouldn't hit multiple, they'd hit one. So I had to just try to pick and choose which ones I wanted to do. I have ways to deal with the other mons on his team on other mons. So I felt like Stone Edge was my best option against the Rotom Heat. I didn't want to be running Fire Stab because the only mon it hits super effectively is Excadrill, which already gets OHKO'd by a Mach Punch, so there is no need to run Fire Stab this week at all. So I just went with the Stone Edge just to try and deal with the Rotom Heat a little bit better. So, Fire Monkey the Infinite there to do some serious damage. It is Choice Banded, ladies and gents. Adamant, Choice Banded, Fire Monkey is going to be putting in some work, hopefully. So, going from power back to the bulk. As I said at the start, I have no safe switch-ins to a Spec Sylveon. I've got my best option though. And my best option is the debut of Bagel the Steelix. Don't ask why it's called Bagel, because I have absolutely no idea. Shout out to the Bay, Jess, for just saying, call it Bagel, so I did. And this guy is max specially defensive, holding the leftovers, 252 HP, 252 special defense. I guess this should probably have sturdy, but it doesn't, but hey ho, what you gonna do? Sassy nature, with Heavy Slam, Toxic, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. So this guy can switch into a Specs Hyper Voice, take less than half, which is nice. And it can respond with Heavy Slam, which has a chance to OHKO a Sylveon, which is cool. If I don't think he's going to be staying in with Sylveon, then I can go for a Toxic, expecting a switch. I can also set up Rocks, expecting a switch. Also have the Earthquake to try and deal with Excadrill, because if, for whatever reason, he doesn't bring Sylveon, I have no idea why he'd do that, though. I can potentially take one hit from Excadrill, respond with an Earthquake, which does a huge amount of damage, because pretty much this Steelix is there to deal with the Sylveon. It's just basically there as a deterrent to stop him just clicking Hyper Voice all the time. He might have to try and make some predictions, which could play into my favor. Like I said, it's not a safe switch into it whatsoever, because the Specs HP Fire 2-hit KOs anyway. But I just wanted a deterrent to stop him just clicking Hyper Voice all the time, and have him think about it for a second, and maybe, you know, overpredict or whatever. Rocks are going to be nice to try and get that chip damage if I can get them up, and like I said, just spreading some Toxic around is also going to be nice as well. So especially defensive Steelix, hopefully, can do something in this match. We'll see. So that is Bagel the Steelix. Hopefully on his debut he can do something in this match. We'll have to see. Now the next mon in this team, we're going back to the offense, ladies and gentlemen. And this next mon, in a previous week, has put in the finest of work. So we're going to bring it again. The next mon on this team is 3000 Years Will, the Azov, holding the Choice Scarf, with 36 EVs in attack, 252 in special attack, and 220 in speed, with a naive nature. So, this Azov has enough speed to outspeed a Scarfed Latios, which means it will be the quickest thing on the field regardless, unless it is a Sand Rush Excadrill in the sand, as the only thing that will outspeed it, which, by the way, is absolutely terrifying, and I'm scared of it. But hopefully he doesn't do that, because it would kind of, sort of, maybe sweep me a little bit, which is a bit annoying, but hey-ho, what are you going to do? Choice Scarf Azov is going to be the quickest thing on the field, aside from that one. U-Turn, again, for that initiative. I got to get it in this match. Energy Ball to hit the likes of Milotic. And I was going to run Thunderbolt, and then I realized I might as well run Energy Ball, because if I'm locked into it, I can at least hit the Excadrill neutrally. It doesn't give him a free switch into it. Of course, the Rotom Heat can still switch into Energy Balls, no problem, but, you know, just for the Excadrill. We'll see. Psyshock for stab, plus it hits Hitmontop, which is nice. And then I have Dazzling Gleam to hit the likes of Scrafty and Goodra, and I guess Hitmontop and Latios as well, depending, you know, HP range and all that stuff. If I want to get locked into a move, I want to get locked into Dazzling Gleam because it hits the most things on his team, basically. So that's what Azov's there to do, just try and get some, again, initiative, and again, try and punch some holes on some specific mons, I guess. It just really depends what he brings to this match. And honestly, I could see him bringing anything. Out of the 8 mons he has, I can see him bringing any 6. I'm pretty sure Sylveon and Excadrill are absolute certainties, probably paired with the likes of Milotic. That would be my guess. But, who knows? I would expect Goodra as well, honestly. So those would be, if I had to pick 4 out of the 8, I'd pick those 4, and then the rest he's going to bring 2 of them out of the other 4. But I can't really pick out of those. He could really bring anything, because each of his mons can really do a number on my team as it is. So that's Azov. Again, initiative, some damage on some specific mons. Now the next mon on this team, the 5th mon, the penultimate mon on this team. This one, for me, is probably going to be my win condition. Because this mon can hit every single mon on his team for super effective damage, apart from Sylveon. That's the only one it doesn't hit super effectively and do a huge amount of damage to. The penultimate mon on this team, ladies and gentlemen, is Capricious the Whimsicott is back, holding the Life Orb with Infiltrator, 16 EVs in attack, 252 in special attack, and 240 in speed, with a naive nature. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Naive Whimsicott is back. And what this Whimsicott is here for, check this out. Its moveset is Moonblast, Giga Drain, U-Turn, and Hidden Power Water. Damn right. Hidden Power Water Whimsicott. Okay, let me explain this. With the combination of its Dual Stab, Moonblast, and Giga Drain, it hits Latios, Milotic, Hitmontop, Scrafty, and Goodra for huge amounts of damage. All super effective damage, all big damage, which means the only ones that don't get hit super effectively with its Dual Stab are Sylveon, Rotom Heat, and Excadrill. So what 2 moves did I put on there next? U-Turn for initiative, because I need it, and to hit Excadrill and Rotom Heat, HP Water. It makes sense, right? It means that the only mon that doesn't get hit super effectively is Sylveon, and guess what? This Whimsicott outspeeds everything on his team that isn't Scarfed. It also outspeeds a Scrafty at +1, which is what that speed investment is there for. Just enough speed to outspeed a Scrafty, a max speed Scrafty, at +1 if it tries to set up a Dragon Dance. I can still outspeed it and pop that thing with a Moonblast. Even an Assault Vest Scrafty is OHKO'd by Moonblast, which is pretty awesome. Max HP Assault Vest Scrafty still dies to Moonblast. That's pretty cool. And like I said, U-Turn for that initiative. Infiltrator to bypass subs if he wants to try and sub on me. Ain't happening. So, yeah. I feel like Whimsicott here, Capricious, is probably going to be my win condition. Like I said, it hits so many things on his team super effectively and can do huge amounts of damage. I just need to get free switches into it, which is what the initiative is all about. I need to get free switches into Whimsicott, and I can do huge amounts of damage to his entire team. And I feel like his switch into Whimsicott is going to be Rotom Heat, because it resists the Dual Stab, and it can take... I think he's going to think he can take pretty much any hit pretty nicely, and he can respond with an Overheat to Whimsicott. So I'm going to be going for HP Water on that switch, hoping to catch the Rotom Heat as it comes in. If it's like Special Defensive or Assault Vest or whatever, it's not going to be doing that much, but it's going to be doing a hell of a lot more than what Giga Drain or Moonblast would be doing, so it's worth it. And if it's not, if it's an offensive one, it's going to be doing a big amount of damage, which is awesome. So, that is Capricious the Whimsicott. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the 6th and final mon on the team today. Now this mon, it's dumb, it's stupid, I have no reason to be running this, it doesn't really give me that much benefit, but it's fun and I want to try it. The last mon on this team, ladies and gentlemen, is Shield the Hydreigon with with the White Herb. Alright, with the White Herb. Okay, obviously with Levitate. Max attack, 252 in attack, 76 in special attack, and 180 in speed with a naive nature with Draco Meteor, acrobatics, Iron Tail, and of course, Head Smash. Okay, why am I running this Hydreigon? 1, because it's fun. 2, surprise factor. 3, because it could actually do a thing. So White Herb removes any negative stat drops I get. What stops Hydreigon from spamming Draco Meteor is the fact it gets special attack drops after every time you use it. So I can fire off a Draco, get the special attack drops, which will get nullified out by the White Herb. I'll get back to full, which then means I have no item, which means acrobatics is boosted up to base 110 power, which is awesome. It also means I could then fire off another Draco at full power instead of being at -2, which is pretty awesome. So depending on the situation, I can go for whatever move I feel like. Also, I'm packing the Iron Tail to hit the Sylveon, and I'm packing Head Smash, 1, because it's Head Smash, and 2, to hit the Rotom Heat. If he's like a Assault Vest, Rotom Heat and stuff, he can actually take a Draco fairly decently. So I wanted a way to hit that guy, because Rotom Heat's a bit of a problem for my team, honestly. So, yeah, I kind of want to fire off a Draco against something. I feel like he might be a bit reluctant to switch in Sylveon, bearing in mind I could be packing the Flash Cannon or the Iron Tail to try and deal with that thing. So I don't know how quickly he's going to be switching in a Sylveon onto my Hydreigon, but we'll have to see. Also, I have enough speed investment to outspeed anything that isn't Scarfed and also isn't Latios. One thing about RTK's team, it is very slow. A lot of his mons just have kind of middling speed. It's not even like slow enough to abuse Trick Room or anything like that. It's just kind of speed. Like it ranges from, outside of Latios, it ranges from 58 to 88. It's just kind of middling speed for basically all of his mons. Which makes for very good Scarfers, because he can potentially bring basically anything Scarf depending on what suits him that week. But in terms of just natural speed tiers, I've got the advantage on that front. But that doesn't mean that I have an advantage, because the matchup is terrible. But Hydreigon does outspeed anything that's not Scarfed and isn't Latios. So I can fire off Dracos at will, pretty much, aside from the Sylveon. Of course, the Excadrill does resist that too, and it doesn't actually do that much at all to that guy, which is a bit annoying, which is a very nice switch in for him, because I don't have any moves to touch it. I was originally going to run Earthquake on this Hydreigon. I might still run Earthquake, I'm still undecided. It'll either be Iron Tail or it'll be Earthquake. I'm keeping Head Smash, 1, because it's Head Smash, 2 for the Rotom Heat. So I just feel like without Iron Tail, I have a lack of ways to deal with Sylveon, especially considering how much of a threat it is to my team. I only have the Heavy Slam on Steelix, which isn't that reliable. I have the Gunk Shot on Infinite. Obviously, Infinite can't switch into it. And I have the Iron Tail and Hydreigon. Whereas for Excadrill, I have EQ on Steelix, which may come into play. I have the HP Water on Whimsicott. I have the Foul Play on Mana Punch, which does a really good amount of damage. And I have Mach Punch on Infinite, which just kind of OHKOs him. So I felt like I think I'm going to stick with Iron Tail on this one, because, like I said, I have ways to deal with Excadrill outside of Hydreigon, and I have a lack of ways to deal with Sylveon otherwise if I don't pack the Iron Tail. So I'm just kind of banking on the fact that Iron Tail actually hits, which is gonna suck, because, you know, I'm gonna miss when it matters. But we'll try it. Draco OHKOs a Latios, and obviously does a huge amount of damage to Goodra as well. Acrobatics hits the likes of Hitmontop and Scrafty, and I said Head Smash for the Rotom Heat. So also it's Head Smash and fun. So hopefully this Hydreigon can do work. I'm mainly just bringing it just because fun, and also a bit of a surprise factor, maybe. Who knows? But that is my team against RTK and the Portland Timburrs. I hope you guys are excited for this team. Leave some comments down below, let me know what you think of it. And if you're supporting NPR, let me hear some love for it in the comments as well. So the match should be going up tomorrow, as per usual. I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys in the match. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Toodaloo.